Yuriy, who is an advisor to Ukraine's defense minister and is on the line. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Justin.
Do you think, first of all, that the grain deal will work? Do you believe that it will be well enough policed that Russia will keep its side of this?
This is a deal that is the result of a very long, 2 months long, actually, negotiating process, and a process which was brokered and involved third parties, most importantly the UN, Turkey. So, of course, we as Ukraine, we have had a lot of bad experiences with Russia not honoring their commitments, but at the same time, we are hopeful that the involvement of third parties, and in particular the UN, will be a safeguard and will encourage Russia to stick by their words.
And will it also encourage, do you think, both sides to talk directly to each other again?
Well, what we have to point out here is that this deal, this important grain deal, which will hopefully avert the global food crisis, this deal was reached taking into account all Ukraine's national interests. So during the process, during the negotiating process, Russia was putting forward at different stages, different conditions, which were unacceptable to Ukraine. And as a result, the deal that has been signed takes into account all our security interests, economic interests, and the situation overall. So whatever negotiations may take place in the future will have to be based on this model. So the Ukrainian national interests will have to be honored and respected. And of course, Ukraine is ready to move ahead if that is observed.
Yeah. Do you think you are seeing with this agreement? It was interesting talking to Andrei Kortunov, was talking about the pressures on Vladimir Putin and not wanting to be hated by the global south, where, of course, there is huge suffering that is already being caused by Russia's blockade. Do you think with the end of the war, similarly, there are pressures on him that can be brought to bear?
I wouldn't want to speculate, and it's difficult to predict what Russia's next moves will be. And in particular, if you consider what their leadership is saying on a daily basis, they're not talking about ending the conflict. They're talking about expanding the area of the conflict. They are daily bombarding Ukrainian cities. They're throwing missiles. So in essence, their actions don't indicate that they are thinking about any ending of the conflict. And this is why we are continuously saying that, this is a war that will have to end on the battlefield with the Ukraine's victory. And for this, of course, we're asking for more heavy weaponry, which of a Western standard, which has proven itself very efficient. So whether there are any leverages that can be used by the international community on Russia to facilitate the ending of this conflict, it's very difficult to say. But we have to be focused now on the battlefield and on the needs of Ukraine on the battlefield.
Yuriy, advisor to Ukraine's defense minister, thank you very much again for talking to us.
It's